I've not done a video in public like this before, so you'll have to bear with me because I'm a little bit petrified that people will walk past and laugh at me or make noises or take the mickey. But I'm standing at the Deeping Highlock sign, as you can see, the site that I've talked about in a couple of videos now, where one of our Pokemon Go gyms is. Basically, there's some houses behind me where the people in them are being ridiculous, to be honest, and it's caused a bit of an issue that I thought was done and dusted with. I covered it before and I thought we'd fixed it, but obviously we haven't. So here I am doing a video at the Highlock sign just to show how ridiculous the situation is. You can see behind me my car. There it is. I decided her name is Bertha the other day. Blue, big old Bertha. That's a good name for a car. I'm on a public car park. It's a public lay-by thing next to a nice river. There's a lovely little lock over there with a lady going out for a nice walk. I didn't mean to film her. We're next to probably one of the nicest spots in Deeping, if you excuse the tree. But this is a public area. People are allowed to do what they want here, basically, as long as they're not being rude, as long as they're not making noises. I'm not honking my horn, I'm not playing music, I'm not doing anything, to be frank. But apparently, people meeting up in cars and tapping about on their phones is something that only drug dealers do, and they always do it with children in their car with them, and they always do it without the exchange of goods and services between them. It's always done remotely over a phone. This has become such a ridiculous problem now that it's not just here. I'm going to move on in a second to the next place, but I just want to make the point that there's no yellow lines. This is a busy road. It's just insane. But I'm going to move on to my next bit, because when I get there in a second, which for you will be instant, but for me will be a 5-minute drive, I want to continue my little rant because it's just ridiculous. I think this is back to front, annoyingly, otherwise you could have read about how the lock was one of 12 built between Deeping St James and Stamford in order to make the river navigable. It's just a bloody lock, basically. There is nothing special about it, except it's a Pokemon Go gym where we like to meet and do our raids. I stop here every day after work. One of the funny things is the guy who complained told Niantic it was his business. Apparently he owns the lock. He doesn't. He's a liar. The council own the lock. I looked into it because I'm a loser. But he said that the lock closes at 7 p.m. every single day. So to play him at his own game, Niantic have shut the gym at 7 o'clock every day, which means that until 7 o'clock every day, it's fair game. Anyone who wants it can have it. So I come by here at 5:30 every day and I take it every day. Next morning, the blue team come out and take it about 8:30. We're on a perfect little cycle where we both get our 50 coins and jobs are good. And so it does work quite nicely for us. But I don't like the fact that the police keep being told I'm a drug dealer because I like to play Pokemon Go. I don't think it's fair, and it's starting to become a bit of a gossipy, talky thing about me and my friends. So then I come to this other one, this sign here, which is oddly another Pokemon gym. It's called Millennium Wood, funnily enough, because that's what it says on the sign, which is apparently a wood over here. It's like a big nature reserve type thing there. I don't really know why the sign's the Pokestop, but it is. Now, what annoys me about this one and what's reignited this whole argument is that when we've met here to do Pokemon raids at this gym, one of the houses along here, and I don't know which one, and I'm not going to film any of them, has basically got a book, and they're keeping track of all the number plates of every car that stops down this road, and then they've passed them to the police, and they've not just done that discreetly and said to the police, can you look into this and can you start sort of investigating. They've told everybody that they've done it because they're tracking a local drug group who are dealing drugs around the town, and they've handed our details to the police because they're convinced, and nothing will convince them otherwise, that we are drug dealers. Now, as I say, they've not just said that to the police, they've said that to the people at one of my friends' schools. So it's all over their school now that my friends and their friends, i.e. me, are dealing drugs around town at these various weird points. They're friends with the people who live at the other place where I just filmed, and they've been working together to crack this case, which is insane because we have told the people that we're playing Pokemon Go. They've even come to our windows, or not while I was there, but have had a go at somebody who said to them, I'm just playing a game, mate. This is a main road. I'm allowed to park here. You know, this is completely legal. We're not doing anything wrong. it's got to the point where I've had this debate even on Reddit in a group. Someone said if you're parking outside someone's house late at night, they're going to get scared. And we said, well, A, we're not, because I mean, I play this game until about 8 o'clock each night. I don't really go out in the dark. I've got my kids to put to bed at 7:30. Since the last gym shuts at 7, I'm usually in by then. There is the odd time we do raids when they're at the local parks, because if you do a raid there, you get an X-raid pass and that kind of thing. But generally speaking, I'm not here late at night. This is only in daylight, and I get that no one's going to approach someone they think is a drug dealer, but you don't just start banding accusations about to the police to say that that's what people are up to when they're clearly not, and there is no evidence to suggest that anyone is. I mean, there just isn't. I can't even think of anything that we're like, oh, okay, we're not swapping cars, we're not lifting stuff from car to car, we're not parking like boot to boot and moving stuff. There's kids that get out and talk to each other. We talk to each other from the cars. People come to our window and have a chat. That's probably the closest it would come. But even then, people can and do walk up and down this street. Again, it's a main road, there's parking areas, people have to drive around you here. This is probably an argument for sticking a yellow line down at most, and then we'd just park further down the road and walk down. But it's just insane. It's causing trouble for people unnecessarily. One of the people that's being accused is like 7 months pregnant, and he's getting really stressed out about this, and I just find it mad because it's quite a common thing. People are just so paranoid that they're losing their minds over something that's really, really innocent and actually a little bit lame, and it's frustrating because I've said to one person I was debating with that they just need to grow up. The bloke at the last place, he's getting his knickers in a twist just because he doesn't want people down the road near where he lives. Not even outside his house, just he doesn't want people gathering there. And we've said to him, well, okay, you can not want that all you like, but it's none of your business. You don't own the road, you don't own the area, you've got no claim over what we do. We're not hurting you, we're not offending you. It's literally the fact he knows we're there is annoying him, it's eating him up, that he doesn't want it to happen and he can't control it. So he's been going out of his way to cause problems. And the fact that these people have complained and he's not just said to them, oh yeah, I already know it's the Pokemon Go people, I've got the same thing, is just mental. It's just weird. It's like we've got this weird enemy that we don't know about, that we don't know why is our enemy or what we've done to bother him. We've done nothing. Like we've tried hard to keep it, to make sure that we're definitely making no noise. I make sure my engine's not on, I make sure my music's off, all that stuff. People are just crazy. I just don't get it. But I thought I'd come out and film the areas because, aside from anything, I just want to make the point that this is an open area. There's a gate over there with a little sign on it welcoming people to the little nature reserve and showing them, what the area is and the rules of the area. I mean, this isn't something that needs to be dealt with. We're in the right, and I just don't get it. I don't understand people. I thought I'd move on for the rest of the video because, as you might have noticed in some of that clip, the background noise of the road in general was so loud that even if you lived there and you thought that the people playing Pokemon were a little bit noisy, which we're not because we're sat tapping on a phone, but even if you thought we were, you're putting up with a main road going past your house all the time. You can't tell us we're any more noisy than just cars going up and down normally. But anyway, I find this really frustrating because it's a long stream of stuff at the moment where people are basically dictating what other people can do, but just because of the way their instinct is on something. So like this guy's decided he didn't really like the idea of us being there, so he's decided he doesn't want it, and that's the end of that. But the fact he's just pursued it so much is just stubborn, and I don't understand people who don't like something so means other people can't do it. Like, this is a very 0.1 on the Richter scale, thin end of the wedge type thing, but I'm wary of linking it to something that going off on a tangent, but there's so many instances and causes where much bigger things in people's lives are being ruined and dictated to and affected by similarly stubborn people just refusing to accept it doesn't affect them in any way, shape or form. It's got nothing to do with them. And I was trying to think, I was standing there off my phone away from the camera just thinking, I'm standing in this scenario now, what could I be doing that would annoy these people? Like, not because I wanted to, just because I was thinking, what would annoy me if it was me? And I thought, okay, if I stood here and I was laughing and shouting, hey, baby, how are you doing? That would annoy me. That's annoyed me outside my house when people have done that, sure thing. It would annoy me if my engine was going or if I got out a power tool. If I started mowing the lawn, generally noise would be an issue. We're not making noise because we're sat in our own cars. We're talking over Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever, you know. It just isn't possible. You know, if they come out of their house and they want to walk across the road or they want to park, we're not stopping them from doing that. You know, I think literally the only thing that could annoy people is other people who are trying to use that road. In some instances, I've had to drive round us. But on my drive back, I had to do that at every road I came through. That's not a that road problem. That's an every road in Deeping problem, because Deeping's got small roads. I just can't get my head around it. And as I mentioned briefly, I got into this whole thing on Reddit about it, where this guy was escalating the conversation more and more, because he was saying, you know, if it was him and he didn't want the person outside his house, he'd just be putting nails on the road and stuff. And I said, but any scenario where you do that, you're the psychopath, not me. You're the one in the wrong, you know. And I felt like I was somehow missing the point, and I don't see how I'm missing the point. He was saying to me, well, it's just a game, it's not worth it. If you're going to put your life at risk, if you're going to annoy someone so much they come out and they blow your head off with a gun, that's on you. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, what planet are you on? That it's on me that if someone decides they're so annoyed with me for tapping away at a gym that they come out and shoot me, that's on me. And I was like, well, I live in the UK, so it's not going to be a problem for me that someone's going to be nutty with a gun, really. But I just can't get my head around this mentality that I should you know, change the way I'm acting, change what I'm doing, change the way I'm playing a game, because somebody might see me and decide to take a weapon to me. Just seems insane. But I hope it's been a decent video, because I just thought, you know what, I was thinking about it all the way home, been chatting on my little Facebook group about it, how these two families now have just decided between them that we're monsters and we need beating somehow. I'm waiting for the police to turn up at my door, because they will have my number plate. I'm hoping they just laugh it off, but a little bit of me is also hoping they turn up. I'm just thinking, if the police turn up and have a chat, it'll be fantastic, because I will just say to them, I want to counter complain, and I want you to go around to these people and ask them to stop harassing us, because that's what it's becoming. And it's working my friends up. I find it quite entertaining in a little way, because I just can't believe how petty these people are being. But I just find it really bizarre. I just can't get my head around why people would do it. Aside from that, I mean, Pokemon Go is still a great game. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still liking doing the odd video about it. Tomorrow is Moltres Day, so if you are a player of the game and you're not aware, tomorrow you get 5 attempts for free, plus any other attempts you've got in terms of raid passes to go and catch Moltres. There's a chance of it being a shiny one, which looks pretty good actually, so I'd like to get a shiny one. I've agreed to drive my friend who's pregnant around with her son in the back of the car, sat next to Bosco. The 4 of us are going to drive around and do all the raids together. I think I've got 7 passes and Bosco's got 8, and other people in our group reckon they've got over 50. I know Kev said he's got 30 or 40. I said to them, I don't really want to use them all. Something for a tip for people to consider, or at least for us to debate in the comments. They've mentioned there's going to be an ultra reward announced on Monday, and there was ideas that could be a Mewtwo day. So now I'm thinking, well, if they announce Mewtwo day on Monday and I've spent all my passes on tomorrow, I'll be really disappointed, because a Mewtwo's way better than a Moltres. So I'm in two minds. I'm kind of like, do I rinse all my passes, enjoy just driving around and see what happens? Because if it's not a Mewtwo day, I'll be annoyed that I didn't use them. But if it is one, I'll be gutted that I did. So I can't win either way. So, but then I can win by using them and then buying more, but that involves me buying more. So I'm kind of like, it's probably what they want me to do. But anyway, I just would like to hear people's thoughts. We are at the end of all the events now. Once they've done whatever this ultra event is, that's basically it. Now, they do normally bring out a new gen in October around Halloween time, so I am thinking we can't be far off Gen 4. We're in September now. Ideally, they'd drop it just as I'm at EGX at the end of the month, because that'd be perfect, but I don't know. They need to do something, because whilst I am loving it, I am running out of things to do. The Celebi quests are taking me too long. I'm still only on the walk and Eevee for 20 kilometres and evolve 2 different ones and all this stuff. Once I've got past that, I think I'm going to do 7 days in a row of spinning a stop, plus catching 40 different Pokemon, and just stuff that's going to take me a long time to do unless I spend a couple of days actively doing it over the weekend. But I'm enjoying it. I do love the game. I know that people still are happy with it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know whether I've missed the point with this whole stupid complaints thing. Do I look like a drug dealer? I don't think I do. I don't think my mates do either. You know, it's just such a weird accusation to make. Part of me, I did say to my friends, what if an hour after we're doing all the raids, all the drug dealers in town meet up there, and we're just getting caught in the crossfire innocently. We have discussed it, whether it's an option. It'd be hilarious if we're leaving the area at 8:30 because all the raids are finished. That's another thing. The raids finished at 8:30-ish. There's no raids late at night, so we can't be there late at night. But we could be parking at places where we're seeing Pokemon gyms, and it could be that from 10:30, 11 onwards, all the druggies meet there. But at that point, they shouldn't involve us. They shouldn't be telling people it's us, because they are. They're saying it's us lot. They're writing down our details. They're mainly referring to two of my friends specifically. They're referring to in this, and they're the ones who've got wind of it at their school, that is going round that they're in trouble, or they're being painted in this way, and by association, so are we. It's all a bit mental. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know your thoughts about me being out in public. I was so nervous. People were running by, people were looking at me and stuff. Hopefully they were hearing my rant and thinking, yeah, Sheepdog's right, boo. But yeah, I'll do more walking about. I'll hopefully have my blooming phone holder on me when I do it, because I've had to do it with my arm and my arm's aching. But anyway, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably do a recap of how Moltres Day went, or whatever else happens. I'm sure something stupid will happen. I do have more ridiculous things that happened to Pokemon Go today, actually, but this video is getting over long, so I'll save them for another day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.